Alright, welcome back to everybody who cares. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? But I've never gotten more than 2 people watching at once, so I'm going to assume that I've got a very limited audience. I have a self-deprecating sense of humor, so that's I'm not bitter, I swear. Alright, we're gonna load here. And alright. So we're just gonna go on with it. And especially this piece in particular, I just wanted to kind of comment on this. It's kind of surprising because this piece reminds me very much of something that you would find in Final Fantasy VII. And if you actually look at music in this game, it sounds in many places a lot like the last few games in the series. I mean, that little tonal shift there, that's kind of reminiscent of Eris's theme a little bit. Which don't get me wrong, that's one of my favorite themes in the series, one of my favorite character themes. That is one that when I was in the marching band in high school, I would play that in breaks, just because I think it's a really pretty song. Easily my top favorite, well actually not easily, my top favorite would have to be probably a coin toss between Final Fantasy VIII's The Man with the Machine Gun, which is that really cool synth battle theme that you get when you're playing Laguna Loire and crew, and Battle at the Big Bridge, which the original version, or alternatively the version as done by the Black Man. The only person who seems to really understand the theme is Nobuo Uematsu himself. I have never liked anybody else's take on it, because if you look at the original theme, and he preserved that in his, Black Mage's rock remix of it, it's really heroic in its own way. It's got kind of a Latin thing going, but it's got a little bit of fun, especially with that little hi-hat solo at the beginning of it, and it's one of those where everybody else treats it as a boss theme, and my personal opinion of it is that it's really more of a character theme, because Gilgamesh as a character is not a bad guy. He's often on the villain's side, but he's not a bad guy. He's at most like a half step away from being a good guy in pretty much any incarnation. Whether it's because he's been misled by the villains, or whether he's like some sort of bounty hunter or something. I mean, in his original incarnation, he sacrifices himself for the party, spoiler warning. He, in Final Fantasy XII, where he reappears again, he, does things throughout what I'll call the compilation of Final Fantasy XII, because there's really no official name for it. But the Final Fantasy XII character-based games, like, he'll, come after the party, and then, like, later he gives them items, and it's like, he doesn't see any disparity with this, and he actually calls them friends, and it's like, wait, what? So, he's not evil. He's never been evil. He's often entertaining and silly and, but he's, like I said, always just a half step away from being one of the heroes. And that's something that, that his theme rarely reflects when anyone else gets their hands on it. And I do have to just call this one out. In Final Fantasy 13-2, using a shakuhachi, which is basically a giant tube of bamboo with holes cut in it, anything else would have given a much cleaner execution for that. I mean, when you look at what traditional shakuhachi music is used for, it's always shakuhachis take a lot of air. We own one in my household. It is a bear to play, and so when you are playing a shakuhachi, the traditional music is always focused on these big, long, pensive notes. It's not meant for something as fast as his theme, and literally, if they had used a flute or some sort of recorder, like the music recorder, which is, you probably played those in school. If you haven't, you're lucky, because you probably did something constructive with your time. But, or some sort of, like, any other woodwind instrument. You could probably get a cleaner execution blowing into a bottle, for crying out loud. And that just, I mean, to be constantly running out of air in the middle of the melody of the theme was terrible. Just nothing short of awful. And I don't know if I'll ever forgive them for that one. Because I realized they wanted to bring in some of the Asian themes with that for whatever reason, but there were so many other ways they could have done it. I mean, there really were. And like I said, you ever want to hear a good remix of the theme, look up the Black Mages. They've disbanded at this point, but that was Nobuo Uematsu's own personal rock band that he made with other Square employees, playing the music that he wrote. And I mean, it's a great remix, and I mean, all of them are great remixes. There's a lot of talent there and a really deep understanding of the original intent of everything, because he wrote it all. So, that's just one of those things, is that if you want to get a good interpretation of somebody's music, go to the original writer. Seriously, they know it best. Woohoo! It pays to talk to NPCs in this game. Ooh, a Seeker's Ring. Not that I won't be getting like 30 of those, but I know it's rather entitled and bad of me to be disappointed I didn't get anything from him, but still. Wait, wait, did he just accidentally throw that guy's binoculars overboard? I just realized that.
Word is, that summoner's got noble blood.
I heard she's Lord Braska's daughter.
You don't say!
Lord Braska's daughter?
Okay, this I actually find kind of funny and maybe a little cute. If you pester Kimahri, yeah, he just told you to go away. I don't know why I get amusement from pestering Kimahri, but...
So, is Yuna's father famous or something?
She's the daughter of High Summoner Braska. You saw his statue at the temple. Lord Braska defeated Sin 10 years ago. Yuna's the heir to a great legacy.
It's tough when your father's famous.
Huh?
Wakka's a bit lacking in the imagination department.
Huh?
Thanks, Lulu. I'll keep that in mind.
I don't know who you are or where you came from. If you interfere with Yuna's pilgrimage, we won't take it lightly. I don't know.
Okay. There we are.
Oh, them's fascinating clothes you're wearing. Yeah! Filthy, filthy. These won't sell. All me name's not Wakka. Don't look like you got much money, either. I've no business with you. Out of me way.
Who do you think you are?
Wakka the 23rd, merchant extraordinaire.
Wakka the who?
Don't know me? Well, not many do. Not yet.
Okay, before I do this, how much do I actually have? Let's see here.
But someday, the name of Wakka will be spoken all over Spira. Say, lad, you wouldn't have a bit of gill to lend?
Okay, I don't actually have a lot here, but I'll throw in 100. I didn't do a whole lot of grinding quite yet, and I don't want to put myself at a disadvantage. But the fact of the matter is that I have, at this point, no intention of actually keeping this file once I get to the point that I'm actually at, or even slightly before that. So I'm not going to put a lot of stock into this file, considering the stuff that I've got on my other file. You know, a lot of grinding and other things, or I might just, there's a certain thing where if you give him a certain amount of money over the course of the next few times you meet him, you can definitely benefit from that, in terms of his prices, because his prices will be much better for you.
I guess it pays to ask. Thank ye kindly, lad. Fine seed money for the Oaka merchant empire.
I'm not at liberty to talk about our plan. If people think you're with us, you'll be excommunicated too. Some things you're better off not knowing. Take it from me.
Restricted area. Our operation depends on this cargo. Why don't you go topside? The fresh sea breeze might help restore your memory. Restricted area. Our operation depends on this.
Go. Chest. Oh my gosh, how many times can I do this? I'll go for 10.
What happened to your fucking screen?
I'm streaming.
No, the screen door.
Oh, the screen door? No idea. Oop, wrong direction.
What the heck is that?
What the heck is what?
What is this place?
The power room, like it says on the door.
Yeah, but why the big birds?
What's so strange about chocobo power?
Chocobos? Those are chocobos?
What? You've never seen a chocobo? What kind of backwater island did you come from, anyway?
Miracles and oddities were starting to become daily routine on this trip.
I thought there was supposed to be no bed primer in here. Or maybe it's not showing up because I already got it. It's probably not showing up because I already got it. Technically. When I imported. Which is fine. Since my brother is home, and that's the conversation you made. Since I don't have any viewers to worry about, I'm not exactly performing for anyone right now, I'm gonna save and quit. Not quite a half hour, but whatever. Fact of the matter is, I just got, I mean, well, not just, but it's 8 o'clock at night. As I mentioned before, I just came off of my early week, and I've been up since today, actually, 6 in the morning, because I stayed in my employment proximity home base, also known as my apartment. And quite frankly, I'm kind of getting tired, and I just kind of... Sometimes you gotta do something for yourself. Obviously, if somebody was watching, I might push on a little further, but sometimes you just gotta do you.